Well, good morning, everyone. This is Nivedita from Melbourne, Australia, and we're doing a take two on our lovely guest being with us today, Adina Dimitriu, and I misspelled her name at the end on the last shot, so it's Adina Dimitriu, and she's going to share with us her amazing lifetime with all about her adversities and about the times when she had near-death experiences, how she overcame all that, and how she gained so much resilience and found her true purpose in life. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce the lovely Adina Dimitriu from Toronto in Canada. It's all yours, Adina.
Thank you so much, Nivedita. Hello, everyone. My name is Adina Dimitriu. I'm honored to be here tonight and to be a guest on this show. And I'm here to share with you my life story. And it's not necessarily about me. The reason I'm sharing it is because the last few years have been really difficult for everyone. And pandemic or no pandemic, life has ups and downs. And sometimes we feel inspired listening our life stories from one another. And we feel inspired to overcome our own challenges. So maybe something from what I'm sharing might inspire you to overcome whatever challenge you have in your own life. And sometimes, yes, even having near-death experiences, people can bounce back from that, can overcome that. Sometimes it takes grace from the universe, from God, from a higher power, for your higher self. It takes also luck, but a lot of it is what makes your heart sing. It's at every stage of life, it's something that makes you, motivates you. Could be your family, could be love, could be forgiveness. So without further ado, I'll just share a few experiences of my life. The first one was when I was 6 months old, and my mom was holding me as a baby, and she was waiting for the streetcar. And the gentleman who tried to get into the streetcar as the streetcar was going and leaving the station pushed my mom. So my mom tried to protect me so I don't get hit by the streetcar, but I ended up at 6 months old with my skull fractured. So the back of the head was literally the bones of the skull got into the brain. So the doctors did not know if they could save me at that time. And it's a pretty difficult start in life when you are a baby to end up with your skull broken and the bones getting into your brain, and nobody knew if, number one, I'll survive, number two, what are the side effects, because it's a pretty serious brain injury. So at that stage, doctors just remodel the skull with their hands because I guess babies have soft bones at that age. So growing up, I had like memory issues and thinking issues, like all kinds of things, because it affected the back end of the cerebellum part of the brain. So literally, doctors were like telling my mom, we don't know if we can save this baby, maybe you should make another one. So my mom had my brother because she didn't know if I'll survive this. But the brain seems to have something called neuroplasticity. So it can rewire, even if a part is damaged. And that can inspire people who might have strokes or have loved ones who have parts of their brain damaged, no matter in what way. Basically, I was able to say poetry, to say my name, to dance in the doctor's office, and the doctor would tell my mom, according to the brain waves that they were measuring through medical tests, she shouldn't even know what's her name. And I had no problems to go to school, to study like a normal kid, and nobody would know that I had such a serious brain injury. And I actually have been under medical treatment until I was 7 years old. So that was one, I could call it near-death experience because nobody knew if I'm going to make it or not. The second one happened when I was 3 years old. And back home in Romania, where I'm coming from, they gave us at the kindergarten, they gave us the anti-poliomyelitis vaccine. And the doctor, the educator, the teacher in the class at that time told parents, you could choose to vaccinate your kid at the local family doctor, just bring us a note, and when we do the vaccine at the kindergarten, we will make sure we don't double vaccinate your kid. And when you have this vaccine done, you have to wait 6 months until you get the next one. So my mom took me to the family doctor. I had the vaccine done there, and she brought a paper to make sure at the kindergarten they don't double vaccinate me. And of course, through human error, of course, I ended up 2 days later getting the vaccine again. So what happens is when you get a double vaccine, it messed up my digestive system. So I ended up in emergency. Again, doctors told my mom, we don't know if we can save her. And basically the wrapping of the stomach got destroyed. And I throw it up. So I ended up with something called malabsorption, which means your body cannot digest your food. So for 3 years, between 3 years old, 6 years, and 6 years old, all my body could digest was only rice and carrots. So that's all I ate, only rice and carrots. I could not digest anything else. So you can think of a child that's like up under 6 and had a major brain injury, and the digestive system is not absorbing the food. And you don't know if that child can survive, or if it survives, what will be the long-term side effects. Fast forward, when I was 14 years old, I ended up with another near-death experience, and that was a car accident. So I passed a major exam to get into high school. Maybe in North America, where I'm living, I don't know if students, when they finish high school, if they go into high school and finish 8th grade, if they have to pass an exam. But in Romania, where I'm coming from, you have a major exam where you pass different subjects, and you have to study the topics from the 5th grade up to 8th grade. So it's 4 years of intense studies that you have to cover in one exam. So my parents took me to the Romanian seaside just to celebrate the fact that I got into high school. On the way back from that trip, a big truck hit our car. So literally it killed my dad. I was in a coma for a few days, and literally doctors didn't know if I'm gonna make it. So they left me with pieces of windshield in my face. I don't really remember too much other than the fact that I wake up in a hospital, and I didn't know that my dad died. They told me about a month later, because when you have, again, brain injury and trauma, and I had blood in the brain and all kinds of things, I won't go into details, but basically doctors didn't know if I'm gonna survive. So they left me with pieces of windshield in my face. And a few years later, I remember going to the beach, and I would sit under the sun, and then there will be pieces of glass coming out of my face. I didn't know there were pieces of glass. So I would scratch, I would think it's a pimple, and I would get bleeding on my finger. So my mom took me at that time, I was 14 years old when the accident happened. So 1 or 2 years later, she took me to a plastic surgeon, and she said, she had this car accident, it affected her face. She's a teenager, she should start dating. Can you please look at her face if you can do anything? And the surgeon started tapping on my face, and she said, ma'am, I don't know what happened, but this teenager has 120 pieces of glass and stones in her face, which means whenever that car accident happened, nobody wanted to spend hours and hours to take them out of her face. They didn't know if she's gonna survive, so why waste time? So they literally left me with those pieces of glass in the face. That means my teenage years, I literally spent, I think I had at least 4 or 5, if not more, reparatory and plastic surgeries, which means if anybody ever had something like that, literally you get local anesthetic injections done in your face, and you sit there on a table and you have surgeons literally cutting your face to take those pieces of stones and glass out. So through all these experiences, what made my heart sing was the love of my family. The fact that my mom loved me, my parents loved me, and the fact that somehow I knew I'm gonna survive through all this. So sometimes when things are really, really difficult and you don't know how you are gonna make it, my way to deal with it is just I surrender. So I pray to whoever you believe in, Like for me, I call it God or higher power, and I literally surrender and just say, this is too big for me. Can you please help me? And I welcome the love of people around me, of my family, of this universal power of my guardian angel. So, and just have faith and keep going. And there might be good days, there might be bad days. After this kind of surgeries, you can imagine, like, for example, as a teenager, you look in the mirror and you literally have a swollen face full of like stitches everywhere. So your self-confidence might really go down the drain because you don't feel beautiful or sexy or ready to date a guy or anything like that. But then my motivation was, I said, even if I look terrible outside, I'm gonna develop my inner beauty. So I'm gonna study, I will develop my intelligence, I will develop my heart, and I'm gonna impress people or make friends by showing my inner beauty. And that is something anybody can do. You don't necessarily need to consider yourself beautiful or ugly or in any way. Any human being has their inner beauty, but you have to think that you have to develop it and work on it. So that's what really got me through, and that's what made my heart sink. Just focusing on what I can do and not getting desperate of what I cannot do. I ended up with scars on my face, which I still have to this day, but sometimes I can cover it with makeup or, people, I realize when people start to love you or to accept you as their friend or just as a human being, sometimes they start seeing your soul. They don't necessarily look at your face anymore. So, I've been living with these scars for almost 3 decades. I'm not waking up every morning thinking, oh my God, I have scars on my face. That's terrible. Most of the time, I totally forget about them. And, for me, it's scars. For other people, could be a personal challenge or a disability or can be anything. No matter what makes us unique, and I realize I'm not afraid of people not accepting me or making fun of me. I did get bullied seriously in high school after the car accident. I did have people making fun of me. I had people like other teenagers in the street yelling at me that I'm ugly. How do I get out of the house looking like that? And I've been called Frankenstein. I've been called all kinds of names. But I think that made me feel there is a gift in all this. I learned to be more humble. I learned not to, think I'm special or if I go to any kind of meeting with another human being, to a date, to any kind of gathering, I'm not going to start, thinking, oh my God, I'm different. Or, oh my God, what are they going to think about me? Are they going to call me names? Are they going to bully me? No, I'm opening my heart and I'm accepting people as they are. And if they don't like me or they project anything or they try to hurt me in any way by saying something that's rude, I will forgive and move on. But I realized, I think that made me have, I think in English, the expression is tough skin. So I'm like, I got so used with people treating me, maybe not all of them, but at least some of my peers at that time, maybe less than loving, that I'm not that affected anymore. So I think in anything that happens in life, you get this kind of gifts and you discover them years later. And in my culture, we have something we call, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. So I think we become stronger by overcoming our own challenges. And what made my heart sing again was this surrendering, developing the inner beauty, focusing on studies and on reading books. Maybe I didn't want to go out and so much like as a teenager might do. I just would stay home and just study or read books. And I tried to work on developing an inner world. I developed my imagination. I built my dreams. I started doing vision boards. I started putting things on the wall, what I want to live, experience in my life. And then things shifted, like all kinds of miracles started happening. I got married, I came to Canada, then other things happened. I ended up getting divorced. And then when I was thinking, okay, I'm shifting my life, things are happening again in a good way. My dreams are becoming true. Then I had another near-death experience. And I had something called stage 4 endometriosis. This is an illness that 1 in 10 women has it. Nobody knows exactly what's causing it. It's believed to be caused by chemicals in the environment, but it's basically some of the tissue inside the womb gets out and starts sticking to other organs and starts building all kinds of tumors inside the body. And these adhesions, the way they are called, basically start wrapping your organs and start getting into your organs and failing the organs. So I got to stage 4, which means literally doctors could not see some of my organs like the womb or the ovaries, and these tumors were getting into my organs and starting to fail them. So I got to the point where doctors were afraid to even do surgery on me because they thought I'm going to die on the surgery table. And in 2014, I was scheduled for a major surgery where the surgeon I was scheduled to have the surgery with was planning to take out some of my organs that these tumors affected. So it was a desperate attempt to try to save my life. And literally before that surgery was planned, I was by myself, a divorced woman living in Canada, and doctors literally told me I might die in 3 months. So if you would put yourself in my shoes and you would wonder what would I do if I would be in her shoes, literally I didn't know what to do. So I literally got on my knees and I looked at the ceiling. I said, if there is a God, and if you can hear me, I would like to negotiate my life. Somebody said years later, that's terrible. You don't negotiate your life with God. That's really rude. But at that time, I was desperate. So I didn't know what else to do. So I said, dear God, if you can save me, I promise you that the rest of my life will be dedicated to you. And if you can save me, I will spend the rest of my life helping to save others. So what happened is I ended up through a very interesting series of events to a hotel in Toronto, in the city where I was living at the time, where there was a presentation made by a Chinese doctor, and he was demonstrated a new energy healing type of modality called divine healing hands at that time. And I ended up somehow on stage being picked as a demo. And there are 200 people in the room, 400 online, and I'm on stage with this gentleman, which I didn't know anything about. And he literally did this kind of energy healing on me. He literally said transmission. And then I felt this wave of energy coming over me and something leaving through my head. Literally, it felt like a nest of bees leaving my body. And I started shaking, shivering. I started feeling like very hot and then very cold and tingling everywhere. And I like, we talked a little bit and he gave me a spiritual practice to do, forgiveness practice. And I literally next morning after this experience, which was totally surreal for me, I literally told God, if you save me, I'm going to spend the rest of my life helping others. And then I end up on a stage in front of 600 people talking about my womb. So that's a topic I would not even talk with my close friends or family. So it was totally surreal for me. Everything that happened, it happened so fast that I went back to my seat and I'm like, what happened? It's been 9 years. I'm still wondering what happened because the gentleman didn't know my name, didn't know my condition, didn't know anything. But next morning, I had an ultrasound planned at Mount Sinai Hospital, one of the biggest hospitals in Toronto. And literally, the ultrasound showed all those tumors, everything that was growing all over in my body. About 80% of them were gone overnight, from the evening when he did that blessing to the morning. And then in 3 months later, I had my pre-surgery appointment with my surgeon, and I chose to do another ultrasound. Everything was gone. There were only 3 cysts left, 2, 4, and 8 centimeters. So I don't think I'll ever forget that meeting with the surgeon. He looked at the results, he looked at me, and he said, I don't know what you are doing. I don't believe in it because I'm a doctor, but keep doing it because it's working for you. Number 2, I'm not going to do surgery anymore because these are just cysts, and many women have cysts, fibroids. I don't need to do surgery for it. And Number 3, he said, I'm so happy I don't have to do this surgery because it's one of the most difficult surgeries I'm doing as a surgeon. And there is no cure for this illness. So 50% of cases, the illness comes back. So I remember, leaving the surgeon office, literally feeling like an execution to death has been lifted from my shoulders. And I'm on the street, walking, talking to God. I'm sure people looking at me thought that probably I lost my marbles, I went crazy. But I was crying and laughing and talking to God and saying, God, I had no idea you can do this in 3 months. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. God kept his part of the promise. Now I know there is a God because literally I was talking to the ceiling when I was crying on my knees, praying for God to save my life. And now I said, oh, wait, now I have to do my part. Now I have to help save others. So I became a meditation teacher. I became a soul practitioner. I took some courses through the Tao Academy, and I became a soul communicator, a soul teacher, a Tao hands practitioner. These are some new energy healing or soul-based technologies or healing technologies, the way I understand that they are being called. And basically, I started leading meditation practices, sharing my story, inspiring people. And through all this, what really made my heart sing after all this new near-death experience, number 1, faith. Number 2, surrender. Like literally, I had no solution. My mom at the time, I just lost my mom. She died 5 months ago of ovarian cancer. But at that time, when I was sick, she had some heart conditions. So I could not tell her I'm that sick and doctors don't know if they can save me. So I literally told her husband, my stepdad, in case I die, could you please take care of my mom? So, when these things happen in life again and again and again, I'll just speak for myself. I had so many things I wanted to do. I dreamed I wanted to do in life. I wanted to find Mr. Wonderful. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to be a writer. So I had so many dreams. And then one day a doctor tells you, well, you have this illness. 3 years later, that illness is stage 4. And they tell you, I don't know if you'll live 3 more months from now. And then you have no more time. You don't have time to fulfill your dreams. You don't have time to say, oh, I'll do it next year. No, life, it's almost done for you. And then it's up to you to decide what makes your heart sing and what will make you wake up tomorrow morning. What's your motivation? And for me, from now on, it's that promise I made to God. The fact that I said I will spend the rest of my life helping to save others. So now I wake up in the morning and I'm like, wait a second, I think I'm on borrowed time because definitely I was not supposed to be here, not only once, multiple times. And I'm on borrowed body because somehow this body got cured and survived through so many challenges. And number 3, I have a promise that I made and I have to keep. So anybody that I encounter now, I'm not going into defense thinking, oh, are they going to bully me? Are they going to say something about my scars? Are they going to make fun of me? No. I'm thinking, okay, I promise God I'm going to help save others. Can I help this person? Do they need help? Do they need? So now I'm going, instead of thinking, what's in this relationship for me? I'm thinking, how can I help this person? And I think somehow in life, when we help one another, that makes our hearts sing. That makes us open our hearts to one another. That helps us to give love, forgiveness, compassion as human beings, not only to our families, to our communities, to anybody we meet. It's true, we might seem like strangers in front of one another, but I always say a friend, it's a stranger you just got to know. And then you clicked somehow, you found things in common. Like I found with Nivedita, we are both soul practitioners and we love to help and support others and to share compassion, love, and what makes our heart sing. And that could make the audience of this show to have their heart sing. So Nivedita, anything you would like to share so far? Because I can keep going.
I just continue to be spellbound by your story every time I hear it, because you have suffered so much adversity for more than 10 people, and you've come through it shining like a huge beacon in the darkness, to help other people. And everything happens for a reason, as we know. And you meeting this amazing Chinese healer, and doctor. I mean, this was truly life transforming for you. And this is, if this was all you were meant to do in this life, then you fulfilled a great deal. And I understand that you're now working for the Tao Academy as part of your business, for giving you all of the skills that you have there, which is fulfilling your life so much now. So that, because you're giving and you're serving, which is really, really incredible. I mean, we hear people who sort of bemoan everything that's happening. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. And, you know, instead of thinking, well, what's the lesson behind all of this? What do we need to learn? And you said it mostly, we need to learn to surrender. And we need to connect with our true self, which is that part of us that is all wise and knowing and loving. And so I'm always spellbound for what you can offer and for what you experience in life. And it's a great experience for other people to listen to, because, you know, it makes their complaints like about this small when they think of what you've gone through and how you've come out of that, and how you're still thinking you're living on borrowed time, but we're all living on borrowed time, and we all would like to fulfill different things in our lives. And we all have done the negotiation with God bit, you know, if you make me better, I'll do this, I'll do that. But when we get better, do we all come up with the goods? I mean, it's like you have to reevaluate everything and disentangle from all the negative information that continuously feeds us. You know, we're like a sponge, you know, through our middle of our chest, we absorb all this information, both negative and positive, and it affects us on many, many levels. And when you fall into that negativity, which is so easy to do this day and age, you know, it's not, you know, the newspaper saying, oh, this is going to happen and this is bad and this is happening and this is bad and all this gloom and doom. You know, I'm looking for the parts in the paper, if I look at it at all, where the good things are, you know, which opens your heart and lightens you a little bit and gives you joy, because you can feel that, you know, the good people, there's really good people who enjoy life out there, you know, just going for a walk in the park and enjoying the sunshine and enjoying the nature is just so beautiful, and appreciation for everything that's out there. So your story is so inspiring. I am so grateful that we've done this again. Last time when we recorded, we had a glitch in the recording. We couldn't share, but we're definitely going to share this one, because it's, again, listening to you, it's just amazing. And I think you can help so many people by us just sharing the story of yours. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
So
So I
thank
was
you.
thinking we could do a practice to help everybody that's listening to this show to feel that their
Absolutely.
heart is singing. How about that?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
The floor
Yes,
is
and
yours, my love.
thank you so much. And like Nivedita mentioned, the name of the Chinese healer who saved my life is Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha. And over the years, about 4 years ago, I ended up working for him for the Tao Academy, which is the educational branch of his organization. And I have the honor to be the administrative assistant. I like to call it like I'm the mama bear for students and for teachers. And one of my passions in life, actually, that's another thing that makes your heart sing, could be your hobbies, whatever you like. And because, you know, on the outside, I thought I'm not looking that beautiful, or I had self-image issue or self-love issues for many years. I had to learn to love myself no matter how I looked at the time. And by locking myself in the house, in my room, and reading, and learning and studying, I fell in love with education, anything to do with personal development, with helping people to shine their light, to develop their inner beauty. And even if you look gorgeous on the outside, it's always good to develop your inner beauty as well. So I was thinking to do a meditation where we give love to our soul, to our heart, to our mind, to our energy, and to our bodies. And if we think when it's the last time when we did that, you might just close your eyes and just think, when it's the last time I told my liver I love my liver? When is the last time I told my legs I love my legs, or any part of you? And you might smile if you remember that you looked at yourself in the mirror and said, oh my God, I have another white piece of hair, or oh my God, I'm getting like fatter, or whatever you thought about yourself might not be that loving. So I think what could make your heart sing is to give love to yourself. And then once you fill up with love, you could give love to other people. It's the same like when you want to pour a tip, like some tea for your friends. You have to fill up your cup first, and then you can pour for somebody else. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So I realize I have to love myself in order to be able to love another. So let's just close our eyes and let's do this short meditation. Let's take a deep breathing in. Just see this beautiful white light coming from heaven, and it's spiraling. It's coming from the sun. It's spiraling, clearing any blockages, anything that you would like to let go at this time. And exhale it through your legs into Mother Earth. Second time, let's breathe in white light and see this beautiful white light coming and filling up your lungs, every cell in our bodies, and it's clearing, it's purifying, it's eliminating and neutralizing any negative information you might have in your soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter. And exhale it through your legs into Mother Earth. And the last time, let's breathe in blue light of greatest harmony. And see how this beautiful blue light is coming from heaven, and it's spiraling, clearing like a minty ice cream, every cell in your being, and exhale it through our legs into Mother Earth. Just see yourself like a bridge between heaven, Mother Earth, and human being. Just a bridge of love, peace, and harmony. And now see around yourself. Imagine you are in a beautiful garden. And imagine around you your soul, your heart, your mind, your energy, and your body. Imagine them like golden light bulbs, each of them being your soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter. And look at your soul. The soul is a golden light bulb, and it's the essence of who you are. Just tell your soul, I love my soul, and see how it feels. You might feel a part of you tingling or resonating, or a part of you, like, I just felt like something just tingling in my heart. And I felt like a wave of joy. See if you feel something similar. Just say it again, but say it from all your heart and really mean it. You are talking to your soul right now. I love my soul.
Excuse me.
I love my soul. One more time. I love my soul. Then look at your heart. If it helps, you could put the hand on your physical heart and just say, I love my heart. The other hand, you can leave it on your navel. I love my heart. Say it from all your heart and soul. I love my heart. And see if you feel anything. I just felt, my heart literally expressing some positive energy and some joy. I felt like literally a wave of light coming from my heart. See if you feel something. If you don't feel anything, that's perfectly fine, no worries. Every person is different, so you could react in different ways. Everything is good. I love my heart. And then talk to your mind. I love my mind. I love my mind. I love my mind. I love my mind. Now we'll give some love to your energy. And that can help you to increase your energy. Instead of thinking, oh my God, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, I'm wiped out. Just give a positive message to your energy. I love my energy. My energy is increasing. I feel energized. I love my energy. I love my energy. And now think at your body and just say accept, just for this practice purposes. Just accept everything in your body and just imagine you are giving love to every cell in your beautiful body. And just say, I love my body. I love my body. I love my body. Continue to give love and radiate love to your soul, heart, mind, energy, and body. And just listen to this song I'm going to sing right now, which I learned from my teacher. And it's called Love, Peace, and Harmony. And just let it penetrate and reach every cell of your being. Just listen to it. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hands and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hands and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. One more time. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. And just for the purpose of this meditation, you can continue to keep your eyes closed and let the message of this song to resonate inside. And just say for yourself after me, I love my heart and soul. I love my heart and soul. I love my heart and soul. When we give love to our heart and soul, our heart sings. Our soul is nourished. Then when you fill your cup with love, peace, and harmony, you are overflowing. So you have some love, peace, and harmony to give to others, to your partner, if you have one, to your family, to your community, and to the entire world. When everybody has love, peace, and harmony, then join hearts and souls together. We are aligning as one. We are all human beings. And even if on the outside we might look different, inside we are all made of the same energy. We all want to be happy, to be healthy, to have our hearts sing, to give and receive love. We want the same thing. And when everybody is radiating love, peace, and harmony, and we give love, peace, and harmony to one another, then the world can be a better place. That's why the song says, I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. And that's how we create a world of love, peace, and harmony. So that is what makes my heart sing these days. Doing something I'm passionate about, helping people to shine their light and bring in love, peace, and harmony. So now we can see how the soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter, our body, all the 5 golden light bulbs come back into our body and we become one with them. And we take another deep breathing in. And we start moving our feet, our hands. And when you are ready, exhale and open your eyes. So this is a very short meditation that you can do every day. You don't need anybody to guide you to give love to yourself. You can decide any part of you that hurts. For example, earlier I had, some shoulder pain. So tonight I can decide, okay, I'm going to tell my shoulder, I love you, my shoulder. Thank you for serving me for so many years. Probably I carry like really heavy bags. I apologize. Please forgive me. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. And if you have children, sometimes a child might, bruise their knees or fall. What are they doing? The first thing they do is they go, mommy, 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 I got a boo-boo. I got injured. And what does the mother do? Oh, boo-boo, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Just give it love, 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 love. They might put a Band-Aid, they might put something, but the first thing they give is love. And they do that instinctively. There is no manual for mothers to read and say, oh, I have to give love to my kid. But a mother knows instinctively that if they give love, that wound will heal faster. So we can do that to ourselves, even if, like, for me, just lost my mom. So I have to become my own mother and reparent myself, because that inner child inside might feel like an orphan, no matter what age we are. When our parents go to heaven, we might feel alone or might feel abandoned, but there is an inner child inside of us that has the need to have our heart sing. So then we have to give love to that part of ourselves, that it's the child that you used to be. So by doing this practice, you literally give love to every part of yourself. And you can become more creative. You can say, tomorrow I'm going to give love to my legs, to my heart, to my hands, to every part of you. And especially if there is one that, like my shoulder, might be hurting or you might feel uncomfortable. So this was a short meditation. How was that for you, Nivedita?
That was amazing. I mean, I do this meditation myself often, but when we were going through the meditation, it's nice just to receive, we have a interaction of giving and receiving, and it's nice to receive. And the light frequency, and it's the light that heals, the light that was coming in and going to the different parts of the body and the mind and everything was just wonderful. And I just felt like I was cocooned in this bright white light, which changed occasionally to golden light. It was just heavenly. It was really wonderful. And I love how you shared this practice, because I'm going to share this recording, and I think there'll be so many people who will benefit from this, and it's just wonderful. And when you say about the children, when they hurt themselves, and the parents usually say, oh, let me kiss it better, because they're giving their love by kissing the wound better, and I remember when my kids, if ever they fell over, the first thing you do is say, oh, you look at it and you think, well, you do this instant assessment of the wound or whatever. And then you generally end up kissing it better and giving your children much more love or extra love, because they've been hurt. And as we know, love melts all blockages and transforms all life. So if everybody just kiss themselves better more, I think that they feel much better about themselves and their lives, and instead of dwelling on the negative, only dwelling on the positive and what they can do for themselves and others. So thank you, Adina. That was just such a wonderful, wonderful practice. And this has been a wonderful, wonderful session. So it's been such a great pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
And I know we're going to do some work together. So this is absolutely incredible. So the more people you can help, the more you're giving and the more you're serving. And when I say serving, it's not like service where you're enslaving yourself for another reason. It's like you're giving from your heart in order to help people. And this is actually, it's a very natural thing to do. We do it with our children. We do it with our pets. I mean, we've got two cats, and they're our children now, because we don't have little ones running around, except when I go and see my grandchildren or my great grandchild, which is very few and far between because they live such great distances. But it's like people, that's why people love their pets so much, because it's like that child that they've always wanted, or because pets, as we know, give back unconditionally, the love unconditionally, and we do the same for our pets. So it's like, and our garden and our home, some people are just magic with their hands and with creating beautiful gardens or cooking. I mean, when you I know I love to cook for my husband, and I say to him, "Oh, how did you enjoy that meal?" He said, "Oh, it was lovely." I said, "Well, there's so much love put in that cooking, so you can put love, peace, and harmony into everything you do, every thought you make, every action you take." And you're not doing it because you want to get something back from it. You're doing it because it's a natural expression of your love and opening up the heart center, and it's just beautiful. So thank you, Adina. So do you have any last words of wisdom before we finalize this session?
I think you nailed it, Nivedita. I think that's the whole message of this session is love. It's what makes our heart sing. And for each of us could be different. We might love our houses, we might love our families, our husbands, if we have one, or our children, or our pets. But I think sometimes we might forget to give love to ourselves. We love everybody in our life, but if you think, oh, I would like to take a bubble bath, or I would like to go for a walk, or I would like to do something for myself, sometimes we feel guilty. Because if you are a parent, or if you are a wife, or no matter what role you have in life, you might think, oh, who am I to go take care of myself? I have to take care of this person and that person and this friend, and I have to clean up my house, and I have to cook, and I have to do this and that. But sometimes, it took me almost half of my life to realize and to learn this lesson. But I'm glad I learned it. Like, you have to feel yourself before you can give to another. So
Absolutely.
going for that walk, taking that bubble bath, taking that meal, taking that 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you can afford to take for yourself, that recharges you so you can give to others. Because if you don't, it's like, I always like to compare it to a car. You take the car out of the garage, you need to put fuel in that car, otherwise the car doesn't go anywhere. So you might want to take your family to a trip, but if you don't put gas in that car, nobody goes anywhere. Everybody stays in the garage. So when you give love to yourself, it's like putting fuel in that car. So love, it's in the end what makes our heart sing.
Absolutely.
And when our heart sings, then everybody we are quantum entangled with, that our love, our families, our community, our homes, everything gets filled up with love. And like you said, you put so much love in that food and your husband felt it right away. Love, sometimes, my mom used to cook amazing recipes. Sometimes I try to cook the same one, but it's not the same because she put that magic ingredient of love. And when you put love in everything transforms. So, and no matter what you believe, like when I surrender, I didn't know if there is a God or there is no God. So I'm not here to debate anything religious. All I'm saying is I was a desperate person, a very sick person. All I had was surrendering to a higher power. I didn't know who that higher power is. I still don't know, but I know it responded because all these miracles happen and somehow I'm still around. And somehow that illness has been in remission for almost 9 years. And there is no cure for this illness. There is no explanation for it. So let's all of us give love to our soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter, and let our hearts sing with love. Thank you,
Wonderful.
Nivedita.
Thank you, Adina, and thank you everyone for being here. And I'm sure you've enjoyed Adina being a special guest today as much as I have. We're so alike in many ways, and we have the one purpose of helping as many people as we can, and that is what makes our hearts sing. So thank you, everyone. Love you, everyone. Thank you, Adina. Love you, Adina. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.